who in your life turned out to be not who you thought they were. My grandmother. I used to think she was so sweet and loving. As I grew up, I realized she was sweet and loving to me but treated my little sister like shit. Then she disowned my cousin as a toddler for daring to act like a toddler, and never spoke to my other cousin simply for being a boy. She wanted only granddaughters. And then when my baby half-sisters were born from my father's second marriage, she treated them like shit because she didn't like their mom. I realized I was the golden grandchild, and I lost that title when I dared finally report my father's abuse. The overnight change gave me whiplash. In her eyes I betrayed the family, and my abusive POS father, her son, did nothing wrong. I haven't spoken to either of them in 2 years now. Wife. She turned out to be a manipulative, narcissistic, paranoid, manic, unfaithful, physically abusive terror. Well, my son used to be my daughter, but really he's still the same wonderful human I have always loved, so I don't think this counts. My best friend for many years inexplicably traveled right before, during, and after my wedding. Stopped talking to me daily or pretty much at all for a while. Never got an explanation. Has deeply affected how much stock I put in people. Most people. Myself. Unpacking baggage from childhood trauma has transformed the way that I view myself and interpret the things I do or don't do. I definitely am not who I perceived myself to be all those years ago. My former BFF, we were in primary school, that's what we called each other. I thought she was the best person in the world. She ended up ghosting my entire friend group. My eldest sister. We had a relatively good childhood. Poor, but we still always had what we needed, always had food on the table and food to take to school. She has recently joined a Christian church and married a man she knew for 3 months. Now she's telling mutual friends that we were starved growing up? Like what? How can she lie and not get caught because I was there? She also now believes autism isn't real. My ex. Turns out he was really gay all along and just hid it really well. Many people, most common friends, which made me cut them off of my life. My bio parents, my siblings except one. My extended family. Basically anyone I knew. I've not talked to any of them in the last 6 years, when things finally came to a point and escalated. And I was finally convinced that abuse and gaslighting isn't a normal way to live. Recently, an friend. I asked them out as everything was going great and I got attached when I shouldn't, but it was a no with valid reasons. Still friends, but made me rethink life and focus on living my own life and not feeling down without said person in my daily life. Sucks, but what can be done? It's hard for me to find people I have in connection with as I build it over time, not in one night stand or such. Yet the caveat is you get friend zoned. Long term myself. I who I am anymore. I finally left the hell cycle I was living daily though. Just been focusing on getting into shape, university, my career, and just finding a purpose to exist because it's lonely. I would get in dog, but feel miserable as I couldn't take her with me while I'm out working and such. My ex-GF. Frankly thought she was nice. Then, over a few months period of time, I realized she was a pathologically jealous, insecure and lying woman. I now feel sorry for her. My husband. Seemed sweet but disorganized, a little absent-minded. Turns out he was a gambling and porn addict who blew the down payment for our home on Spin Palace and OnlyFans. Yeah. Old friends, truly was surprised. My favorite aunt. Always there to help, shoulder to cry on, lift your spirits until she kinda wasn't. Then suddenly it was like her vault exploded and all her dirt, the insecurity she helped me and my cousins through came tumbling out and thrown in our faces. At our life's biggest changes and milestones. It was horrible. Hillary Clinton. Someone I considered a best friend. It came to the time when I was begging to be loved. When we moved in together as roommates. I was treated poorly and disrespected. One day, everything came crashing into me. Everything all at once, then I realized I was already harboring hatred toward him. We're never the same since then. He finally saw what's going on. I made my peace and built a high wall between us. That was the saddest thing ever. Me. My ex-GF